Matter of Facts podcast at the campground. No roll-in, no admin work.
Absolutely not. We can't
This
do
is
that.
the one time I don't do admin work where I don't get frustrated Nick for getting me off topic.
I intentionally try to delay him at least 5 to 7 minutes because he gets a little irritated and he gets more creative.
It's a good idea.
It works out pretty good. Sometimes I get the nastiest looks, though. If you're not watching on video, sometimes it's like, I swear to God.
Well, no, but the worst part is that one time that we got literally all the way to the end of the show.
We did!
And I was like, damn it!
I got him to an hour and 25 before he remembered to do the admin work.
It's turned into a thing for him. Like, how far can I stretch this out? Just to totally screw Phil.
And it really doesn't take that much sidetracking, which is the beautiful part. See, him and me, you've probably noticed from the podcast. Oh, we've got Brian here with us.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
And we've got Flat Andrew. He's lost a lot of weight. It's going really good.
He had a good day today.
He did. He went to the range with everybody.
He checked out the porta potty.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Shitter's full.
Potty. That will be probably on Instagram later this week.
Oh, Gillian has already started cleaning up and prettying up all the pictures and everything.
Oh, fantastic.
So that I have a folder full of stuff that's approved for social media.
Oh, fantastic. Excellent. So that means you took all the felonies out.
Well, no, it was more the fact that it's a spousal felony when you put a picture up on social media that doesn't portray her in her best possible light.
That is a spousal felony.
I've learned that over the years that my definition of beauty is not hers, because I take a picture, I'm like, honey, you look beautiful. I'm fat, I'm ugly, my butt's enormous. And it's like, okay, you take the pictures of yourself and let me know what looks okay.
Look, they just need to believe us, and then it'd be fine.
You know what? But when
exactly,
wait,
and that's fine. But we can be biased in favor of our wives. Would you rather us be biased in favor of other women?
But hold on.
Try me.
That's what I thought.
How am I biased? Because I look at you more than you look at you.
Also accurate.
Because you picked me.
And.
Well,
So are you saying that I have a thing for dog ugly women? I mean, what are you trying to
are you
insinuate
insulting
here?
Phil's taste in women?
Are we going to pull back into the exes? Then yeah, probably.
My exes were nowhere near as bad as yours.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
So, more than once, Rachel has said that you and I are functionally the same person from a different geography.
Yeah.
Gillian said about the same thing.
And her ex's ex, also, my God. I don't know. High school, questionable decision making, I would say.
Always.
Pretty much all of us questionable decision making in high school, but I'm just going to leave it there. Because she's too far away from the mic to defend herself.
But not far enough away to throw things.
Oh no, she's definitely within throwing things, Ring.
Yes.
Do you want to throw things?
I don't have anything to throw.
For the moment.
All
I
right.
can hand her things, though.
There you go.
That works. So, this is the 2026 Matter of Fact Summer Camp.
Mm-hmm.
This is what, for those who have not managed to make it out to one of these, this is the thing that grew out of the realization that, we were going to prepper camp year after year, and the group we were going to meet, we weren't really going to prepper camp anymore. We were just going to hang out with our friends. So, Gillian and I and Andrew had this idea years ago, why don't we take the thing we love the most about that? The sitting around the campfire, the sharing stories, the sharing booze, the showing off toys, the goofing off.
We did goof on the fires, though, but it has been 90 degrees and 100% humidity.
Mm-hmm.
So, we screwed up the fires this time.
Fall camping is better for a fire.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Or early spring. Oh, nice early spring bonfire.
But it was still everything Stella, please don't knock over my tripod. If the video suddenly goes
Stella, come here.
upside down,
Come here. Good
okay,
girl.
We got away without it.
Good girl. That's a baby.
Normally I have to worry about drunks tripping over the tripod. This time it's just a pupper.
Well, there's good smells under that tripod, you see.
Yes.
She's pretty good, except with the lead. Last night in the middle of the thunderstorm, or was it this morning?
This morning.
This morning in the middle of the thunderstorm, it is downpouring cats and dogs. This dog managed to wind herself around 3 patio chairs,
Nice.
a table, and the wellhead.
That's
It's good God, dog.
Yeah.
That is delicious.
Good. Glad you like
it.
it.
Delicious.
But like I was saying, the thing we loved the most about doing this was the sharing the fellowship, and the thing that we wanted to bring into this kind of event was make it something that was like not structured, not a prepper camp, something that had a nice low barrier to entry where you could actually have a fighting chance of smooth talking your spouse and kids into coming to meeting your weird friends from the internet.
Exactly.
And
Except for my wife.
We'll get her
we're
there.
gonna keep working on it.
We're gonna get her there. She'll come. She'll have fun. She'll hang out with the ladies. We'll go to the range. It'll be a great time.
I tried.
So yeah,
Maybe next time.
So this year is at Penny Royal Forest State Park in Kentucky.
Beautiful park.
I have to admit, like, last year I thought Michigan was going to be real hard to top. This has been a lot of fun.
Okay. To be fair, though, the floor joists in these cabins, significantly more structurally sound.
The windows are very well sealed.
That's true. We don't have random critters coming in through the windows. Those cabins in Michigan, I know you weren't there, but, buddy, you ever see like a 1940s fishing cabin that's really only been updated by paint?
That was it.
That was it right there. 1940s fishing cabin. On ours, I think we had the smallest one that they could rent. And we did that on purpose. Because it's just the two of us and the dog. Fair enough. It was, gosh, hon, how many square feet do you figure that was?
It was like a dorm room.
It was.
600, 700 square
And a
feet.
It couldn't have been 600 square feet. It was probably 500 square feet plus maybe a 40 square foot bathroom. So maybe 650.
Oh, yeah. The tiniest freaking showers
And-
I've ever been in my entire life.
Dude, like 18 by 18 with a radial shower curtain going around the outside. No matter where I stood, shoulders hitting all three walls.
Yep.
Amazing. I
had-
did not know they sold them that small.
I had the option of either my chest touching one wall or my butt touching the other. And
That's
the
about
shower
right.
curtain was wrapped around me the whole time, no matter
Oh,
what.
100%. I mean, beautiful scenery. Mackinac Island, if you've never been.
Never been.
Mackinac Island, amazing. Would go back. In fact, me and my wife are talking about going back at some point.
She's talking about wanting to do that for our 20th anniversary.
Oh,
That's
that'd be a
coming up
good one.
in 2 years.
Are you going to do it in the winter and fly in?
Negative.
Oh,
No, we were talking about
Come on.
doing the thing where we could actually, like, exist.
Oh, come on now. You can exist in a Mackinac winter.
I mean, I would do it in winter.
It's only like, and I think the average temperature's 11.
We're all
Nick,
used
based
to
on the
it.
descriptions you've given me of how much it snows around you, I already think you're psychotic.
Okay, to be fair, we get some years where every single week we get 6 to 9 inches of snow. But there's some years we only get like 3 blizzards.
Yes, but by comparison, 9 inches of snow set records where I live. Records since recorded history. It has never snowed 9 inches at my house ever except for this past year.
To be fair, you're relying on 150 years of French records before real record keeping took off.
Okay, so I will give you, Stella, please don't knock over my tripod.
baby girl. Come
Uh-oh. She did hit it.
Oh, tiny dog.
It's still where it needs to be, though.
I
So,
apologize.
to be
for my
fair,
dog's
French
camera
history
work.
ish, French carpentry, very, very good.
French carpentry good, which I think Chris has sold on the French carpentry T-shirt.
I'm telling you, we need a French carpentry t-shirt, and then we need a Granby Community College welding program, 18 months to completion shirt.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
I like it.
What do you think, Brian?
Both good ideas.
I'm
for sure.
thinking French carpentry enthusiast on the front and the guillotine on the back, so people don't really realize the joke until you're walking away.
Right. That's a solid idea.
That'll really sell it at the hardware store. I mean,
But you're going to get a lot of questions about what is French carpentry.
1,000%, and that's the idea.
And when they see the back of the shirt, those questions should largely be answered.
It will explain itself.
Should it be carpentry or lumberjack?
Carpentry, definitely carpentry.
All right. There's a little bit of precision what needed there.
Just a little bit.
I mean, guillotines are pretty precise.
They are, and they aren't. I mean, you're really looking at, now, from the recreations I've seen, you're really looking at just split timber frames. Maybe a little bit of side axe work to square everything up. And then you're just dropping the blade vertically. I mean, it's not
Not rocket surgery.
terribly complicated. I mean, I built more complex things in my basement.
That's Stacy that just pulled around.
Oh, good. We'll have to harass her into joining the show. This is very important. Harassment and forcing guests onto the summer podcast is a tradition. Last year it was Kyle and what was his wife's? They're
Kyle,
married now.
Victoria.
Victoria. I kept claiming they were married at the time of recording. Wrongly.
They were engaged.
I had definitely had too much to drink.
Which, matter of fact, they asked me at summer camp if I would roast and grind all the coffee for their.
That's right.
So they did a bunch of like the little grab bags for the gifts and for the guests and everything.
Okay.
So each one I roasted myself, ground it all up, packaged up, and every one of them was enough for 4 cups of coffee.
Nice.
Dude, that's perfect.
Yeah, they tried to pay me for it, and I was like, no,
And
wedding
Why
present.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, 100% no.
I mean, I get it though.
Yeah,
You know?
they're being polite, right? But like, okay,
Still weird.
no, you two were cool. Also, they really, really threw it out of the park that year with the sourdough.
They brought like 4 loaves.
Like
Oh, and they were
6.
all different flavors.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
Chocolate,
They were
jalapeno
so
cheddar.
good.
There was a regular one. What was the last one? Chocolate, jalapeno cheddar, regular. What was the other one?
It was a fruit, wasn't it?
Oh, you're right. Like a cherry.
Yes.
Man, that
It
was
something cherry.
really good. The dog did not like the jalapeno cheddar.
Hey,
She liked everything else. Girl, you have met Stacy before.
no, it's Piper.
Piper.
Oh, you love Piper.
But Piper didn't give her snacks earlier, so
Okay.
they might have reset their relationship.
That's right. You know, it took me 6 months to buy that dog's love with cheddar cheese.
I've had a cat for 4 years. It still doesn't like me.
Well, I mean, it's a cat.
Yeah, it's the wife's
I mean,
cat.
Well, you know. So, speaking of your wife, did coffee for Kyle and Victoria's. Me and my wife did popcorn, and we did a pun. Thank you for popping by on the outside of the little popcorn.
Adorable.
Nice.
Because, like, I'm not going to have a wedding without at least 3 puns
We
related.
also had a pun for our
Oh, that's right.
uh,
I think when she
wedding
sent out the
announcement.
invites, it was pencil me in, and there was a pencil
Yeah.
taped to the invite. Pencil us in. Yeah, I can't be allowed around fancy functions without puns. Otherwise, my brain just sort of explodes. What did you guys do?
We got an Irish themed wedding.
Okay,
We got married on St. Patrick's Day intentionally.
that's
Excellent.
fantastic.
We
How
act-
many people went to the hospital?
None.
Oh, wow.
There was some
Slow
restraint
night.
exercise.
It was, yeah, it was a very sober wedding.
Oh,
In
really?
reception, yeah.
Huh.
Gillian and I got married on
Good Friday.
Good Friday,
Mm.
and
Nice.
several.
Catholic family.
Yes, I come from a very, very, very observant Catholic family. One of my aunts refused to come, and my mother showed up in black
Why?
Because
because
it was a holy day of obligation.
it's a
and
holy
we
day of
were getting
obligations,
married.
day of mourning.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point.
Although,
So a lot of the family did not come.
although it was,
You know,
The family-
that saves you a lot on the per person per plate cost.
but in my defense, the family that did not come, I largely don't talk to, so it was kind of like, eh.
That's a win.
But their checks cashed the same.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's nice. At least the gifts were nice. That's 60%
I
of the
don't-
reason for the wedding is the wedding gifts and the reception.
No, 60% of the wedding is because the wife demands it. I was all
Okay,
in
that's
favor of
valid.
eloping.
You know, I don't think either one of us were in favor of eloping.
That is not true.
Who wanted to elope?
Me, like a month before the wedding.
Oh, well, yeah, after we had planned and paid for and gone through all the organizational bullshit.
I was like, this is too stressful. We should just go get married right now.
That's fair.
When all the
I mean, we
panic
could've.
kicked in.
Yeah, when all the panic kicked in and we lost our photographer a month before the wedding.
No, it was more than a month.
Was it 2 months?
No,
It was
like,
close.
It was like 6 months.
Oh, okay, so that was more reasonable than I remember. Man, weddings. Oh my god.
Yeah, we did a potato bar for the meal. at the
Seriously?
reception. Yeah,
What?
very Irish, right? Potato bar at the reception.
Dude,
I dig it.
there's
It worked
nothing
well.
you can make with potatoes that I won't eat. I have discovered.
Yeah, it's just
I love
baked potatoes, stuff them with whatever you
Whatever.
want. Yeah,
That actually sounds amazing.
it went really well.
Hey, what are we doing for my brother's wife, sister-in-law? My sister-in-law's
That's who
baby
that is.
shower.
Potatoes.
Sorry, I started drinking at dinner. What are we doing for that?
What do you mean, what are we
Can we do it like a potato bar?
You're not going to be there.
All right, I'll go to the range. Fuck it.
Screw it.
It's a baby shower.
So
I don't know what I'm supposed to go to. Nobody tells me these things.
Your wife does. She
That's
just told
exactly
you.
it. Well, sold. I won't remember. She'll tell me the day she's going.
Yeah.
and I'm not invited.
That's why you didn't know what it was. You were never invited.
That's probably a fair point.
So speaking of the range,
Yes.
yesterday was kind of a wash. So
Yesterday was a lot of travel for me.
yeah, Nick and Rachel didn't drive in until yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
You were here to meet us when we came in on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice of you to welcome him.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yesterday was mostly a wash because it was like pissing and raining most of the day. But then today was I wouldn't call it an annual because God only knows when we'll be able to do this again, but it was the first MoF Summer Camp Range Day, which Brian arranged, and we
He
owe
did.
him all some thanks for that.
We do, and he refused to let us throw money at the problem either.
I mean,
It didn't cost me anything.
Oh, I know it didn't cost you anything, but like I said at the range, and I'm sure Phil agrees with this, when there's a really nice range, we like to heap tons of money upon the range owner to keep the really nice range available.
to be fair, if we'd gone to the other range that was closed because the family was on vacation, we probably would have all spent a couple $100 worth of ammo there.
Fine, done, sold, don't care.
I can't blame them for being on vacation.
Yeah, no, they get to be on vacation. I mean, if they wanted all of that money, which we would have shot, lots of the money.
Here comes Stacy.
Oh, sweet. Fantastic.
But yeah, we went out so it was a 22 range, a rifle range, and a pistol range.
We introduced some people to high-bore rifles.
Mm-hmm.
I think my itch for a big, bad banging rifle has been scratched for a hot minute. Like,
So you didn't like the 300? Phil thinks I might be mentally ill for putting 120 rounds of a 300 Win Mag in a single range session downrange.
I'll agree with that.
Okay, that's probably fair.
one of your friends is up there.
Recording.
Oh,
Gillian.
damn. That's cool. Gillian, take a look at
One
this
of your
thing.
very large friends is up there. Please don't knock over my tripod.
That is a wild-looking bug.
That is a
We are not going to get the camera
Yes.
on that bug.
Piper. Come look at this spider.
That's so cool. All right, so one of the great things about these campouts is we do them in all different locations, and you get to see some wild critters. Gillian got introduced to groundhogs. She didn't know groundhogs
What?
were a thing. She'd never seen one before.
They're all over the place here.
I know. My dog killed one last week. This spider has got to be a solid 1.5 inches across.
Inch and a half. That thing's 2.
Nah.
Up, here come the rains.
It was the extreme leg spread.
I got a picture, but it's not a good angle.
I'll try to get a picture.
Oh,
I think
we're going to get a picture for the
it's
Instagram.
a fishing spider.
That is a cool spider.
A fishing spider? Does that mean you put them on a hook and throw them in the water?
All
No,
spiders
they
are
go
fishing
fishing.
spiders,
So
if you're
they-
aggressive enough.
They carry a bubble of air underneath their abdomen and go underwater, and then they catch fish.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool. That's wild.
But yeah, at the 22 range, we introduced a couple of people to new experiences.
Yeah, suppressed 22s. Loved it.
Piper shot her first semi-auto ever in
She
life
did?
today.
Nice.
That's a good.
I take it back. She shot my my Henry survival rifle like
Okay.
a couple of times.
That's a semi-auto.
It runs more reliably than the semi-auto she was shooting. Put it that way.
Yours can make it through 3 rounds.
Yes.
Okay.
Mine can make it through like an entire range day without choking once.
I've experienced, to be fair, only 2. Henry.
Were they Henrys
Henry
or were
survival.
they
No,
charters?
they were the Henrys, the original Henrys. They were the original Henrys because the guys are old. But 2-3 rounds, jam every time. I don't know if it was the mags that got damaged.
It was the magazines, and if you talk to those gentlemen again anytime soon,
Yeah.
tell them they. Are
No,
they
I'm just
deceased?
fucking around
Okay.
with the smoke. I'm
Okay.
just messing around with it.
So tell them to go online
Yeah.
at Henry's website and purchase a couple of new production magazines.
Okay.
Because the Henry Survival Rifle, they updated something in the magazine, and ever since then, they've gotten a lot more reliable. And
Okay.
and they're backwards compatible. I mean, it's the same gun.
Well, yeah.
So
I mean,
it fits
hasn't
in the
changed at
charters,
all.
it fits in the older Henrys, but
Okay.
it's, I don't know what it is, it's different, but I know that everybody I've talked to that has one of the newer ones, like from the last 5 or 10 years,
They're great.
the magazines come with them are phenomenal.
Oh,
Nice.
shit. Because they've had nothing. These guys have had nothing but problems with these little survival rifles.
Yeah.
And you know, to be fair, the guys that have them are like, yeah, you know, I throw it in my truck for when I'm going bushwhacking. Hey! Dog! Enough.
Rumble.
Oh, there's another dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, just standard extra dog stuff.
Yeah.
And the funniest thing is, she played with Cricket just fine last year. It's probably because it's dark.
Sure.
Yeah. I was about to say, I'm
I swear
noticing
that dog
that
doesn't see too well.
that camera is not having a good time with the light out here, but it's fine.
Oh, we'll
We're-
figure it out.
We're shadows.
Yeah,
Meh.
But yeah,
Witness protection.
got to trade around a bunch of the 22s.
We
I,
did.
I've been informed on the way home that
You need a 1022 with a heavy
if I
barrel?
purchased a 1022 and spent some money on it, that someone might come out to the range and shoot with me more often. So, that might happen.
the key is you buy a bare receiver and you build from there
Yeah.
Yeah.
with that 1020.
Brownells are kid with a hole in the back of the receiver so you can clean it from the breech
Yes.
and not from the muzzle.
That's the
Nice.
key. That is the
And
key.
Ruger doesn't do that on their factory guns.
Yep.
So get a stripped receiver from either Brownells or kid with a hole in the back.
I'll have
The,
to remember
the
that.
kids are tighter tolerance too.
Yeah, the kids are better, for sure. Brownells
Yeah.
are just fine. But the kids are made to be
You,
competition.
you do
Okay.
pay a little bit more of a premium,
Yep, absolutely.
but if you're going to build from a receiver up,
That's the way
pay,
to
Might as
pay
well.
a little premium.
do it. Yep. Makes cleaning a whole lot easier.
Yeah, it does.
I will
Yeah,
have
it
to
really
bear all
does.
that in mind. But yeah,
mean-
got to play with semi-autos and the 22s. Their first experiences with suppressors.
Which, spoiled.
It's always fun.
I know.
Spoiled.
Traded around like every gun any of us had, except no one would shoot the Marlin, which is fine. That thing was having an issue. I put a couple of squirts of oil down into the fire control group, and it behaved itself a little bit better. But I think I finally just sucked it up, the fact that I'm going to have to tear that fire control group apart, all the way apart and figure out what's going on.
Have you ever taken the extractor out of that fire control group?
I have not.
Okay. With
The extractor out of the
Marlins-
bolt, you mean?
Yes. So, yeah, sorry.
So it doesn't
with
seem
the
to have an issue
Marlins-
extracting, except for that one time. It's ejecting. It's getting the case
Right.
out of the.
But one of the things I noticed with the old Marlins, I have an older Marlin to home as well. Sometimes there is a burr on that casting that didn't get fully machined off. And then what it'll do is it'll hang up, either with the case snapping the rim under, or taking the rim out from under when it ejects. It doesn't seem to fully want to move. That gritty feeling you were talking about. when
The
we were
gritty feeling
texting.
was actually in the ejector, though.
Oh, was
so
it in the
yeah,
ejector?
'cause
Oh,
so
okay.
the last time
maybe,
I had-
maybe I'm wrong.
The last time I had the fire control group out, the ejector is just—it's a little rod with an
Yeah,
angle, in
exactly.
the, with an angle, right angle
Yep.
at the end of it. And when you actuate that, you can feel grit in it. So the last time I had it out, I hosed it out with Battlestall
Yeah.
and like worked it a bunch of times, and it smoothed out a lot.
Okay.
But it seems like once every magazine or two, it just gets a little bit lazy, and
Huh.
you end up with one spent case in the chamber, one trying to load out in the magazine,
Right.
and that's suboptimal.
I mean, generally 2-in-1 doesn't go well.
2-in-1 does not go well. But other than that, everybody seemed to have a ball.
Oh my gosh, we spent an hour and 45 minutes on the 22 range.
Probably longer than anywhere else.
Almost 2 hours on the 22
We
range.
spent more time in the 22 range than anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh geez, we probably put between all the guns. Oh
A
gosh,
few hundred rounds, easy.
oh more than that because I put was it 50 in a box? I put 4 boxes through my stuff.
And I have to say, yours in particular,
Oh, it's smooth.
that is it. I have to admit, it looks silly.
It does.
It's this tiny little receiver, a barrel you could beat an elephant to death
Oh
with.
my gosh, yes.
And over scope is the only way to put it when you have a 32x scope on this.
No,
freaking thing.
it's a 4-16 40 mil tube with over travel on both axes.
It's only a 16x though.
Yeah, 4-16. But on a 22, 16 feels like 32 because really you're not shooting a 22 beyond 200 yards. Really, you're not. You can.
I mean, the range we were
have.
on goes more than 200
It
yards.
does, and I did zing some steel at 300 with it.
There you go.
But I was at max up elevation, and I was holding max on my MOA drop.
Okay.
So yes, I was dropping I think when I mathed it out, it was like 5.5 feet, 6.5 feet, something like that.
Ballistic coefficient like an artillery piece. in
Oh
other
my
words.
God, you're essentially lobbing a football, but 25 yards, 50 yards.
It was a laser
So
beam.
What's that stack up of steel discs we were shooting at on the A-frame? Was it like a 2-inch down to 1/2 inch?
Probably. They're small.
So I was able to in a 10-round mag, and it was a 7 target string. I fired 9 rounds, and I was able to hit 7. I missed 2. I missed number 5, and I missed number 6
Okay.
once each. But then I tagged them on the second one. But dude, hammer forged 1 1/8" profile barrel.
Yeah, it's a nice barrel.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. But it is cheating when it comes to 22s. That carbon fiber barrel you got on yours is sweet.
Yeah, the Volquartsen barrels are nice for sure.
Oh my gosh.
But they're not cheap either.
Oh gosh.
So, Phil, that's what you need when you build one. You got to buy a Volquartsen barrel. Absolutely.
So how much am I going to be into this 1022?
Oh, at least $1,000.
Yeah, before options, $1,000.
If you let us build it for you, yeah.
If
absolutely.
you do, if you let us spend your money, we're going to get you into night vision range for a 1022.
Nick, am I ever going to get you into night vision
Yeah,
to repay the financial damage
Yeah,
you've done to
maybe.
me so far? Because I'm just
look, I am fighting the county already. I'm probably going to have to retain another lawyer to get this stupid garage built. Then we can worry about night vision. Because currently, all right, Phil's aware of this. I don't know if I've mentioned this
I've
on
heard
the
you
show.
talk about it on the podcast.
Oh no, not that.
Oh, maybe it's new.
My
Okay.
my newest obsession. I have the plans for a 22 long rifle Gatling gun. Yes. So I need the garage. Yes, I need the garage. I need the garage to house the machines to build the 22 LR Gatling gun. Which, I mean, who doesn't need a mini Gatling gun?
Well, everybody.
everybody does.
It's a lot of fun.
Exactly. And best part is,
It's okay.
because it is a other type weapon, and because it is crank fed, it is 50 state legal.
Sure.
And it's rimfire, so you can feed that thing all day. You're not looking at $50 every time you
Yeah.
run the crank dry.
That's nice.
Oh, dude, this is gonna be so cool. It's also gonna take 3 or 4 years to build.
Yeah.
Either that, or I'm going to manage to smooth talk you into making one of your cannons in about 40 millimeter.
I mean, I can. I have
I don't think so.
I have some dom tubing,
The camera is not
so continuous cast steel tubing. That's currently a 1-inch bore. I was thinking about making a swivel gun eventually for it.
I don't care. You
I will.
You will.
I have some 06 that I can make into the chamber for it. I'm concerned. 06 in heat treat tends to crack. It's very prone to cracking. But I don't know that I need heat treat on it in order to withstand firing pressures for that. I got to run some calculations, but we'll see.
I'll goad him into it one way or the other.
Can we fire a swivel gun at your range?
Yeah, he doesn't care.
All right.
Yeah,
Sold.
no.
I guess I'm making a swivel gun.
I mean, his only rule is be safe. So
Be safe,
'cause it's-
as in fire the swivel gun, not at the 400-yard target.
Responsibly.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only issue is the nearest hospital is 20 minutes away, and it's not a very good hospital.
Okay.
Which
fair
is
enough.
why the very first thing I did was hold up the Rebel Raiders apothecary over my head and say, "There's a whole blowout kit and a tourniquet in here, just in case."
Yeah, we had plenty of med gear, and
Yeah.
we had
Oh, yeah.
a well-qualified individual.
See, we had,
to use it.
yeah, that's right. We
I mean,
had the flight EMT with
I
us.
I
at
have
the
said on
range.
multiple occasions that there's never a great place to get severely injured, but these kinds of events aren't the worst.
Okay, to be fair, any one of us is probably better than your average Joe at Walmart.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've at least taken a first aid class, most of us.
I mean,
Hell, most of our wives have taken more advanced first aid than your average Walmart goer.
I've done things that most EMTs haven't done.
Probably fair.
Not that I wanted to, so you know.
Yeah.
But in any case, the rifle range though, that was it. That was fun.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
Of course, this one starts off the day by like, "Hey, here's a Mosin bayonet on."
Everybody
and-
needs to fire the Mosin with the bayonet on it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of
yeah.
a rite of passage.
I mean, it's only, what, 6.5 feet, 7 feet tall when you put the bayonet on?
At least, yes.
And every
It's wild.
everyone had to be encouraged. No, really, hit the bolt handle harder.
Uh-huh,
It's
yeah.
a pain to close.
So, for those of you that haven't fired a Mosin, haven't had the pleasure, that is basically the sledgehammer with a barrel. So-
It's built so that you could use it as a sledgehammer in a pinch.
It really is. You have to fight the bolt into the firing position. You're not going to chamber this round accidentally. You're also not going to extract the round accidentally. You really got to put some gumption to it.
You got to treat it like it owes you money.
We did learn an interesting thing about those bayonet lugs, didn't we?
We did. There's a release button.
There's a release button, and if you don't clean them first, what are they full
They're
of?
full of cosmoline. Yeah. So I'd fully clean the rifle. That was not a concern, but I'd never put the bayonet on. I never shot the rifle.
We also learned that, interestingly enough, USSGI and communist cleaning rods do seem to be somewhat compatible.
They're halfway compatible.
Somewhat, for pushing anyway.
Yeah. At least you can jam them out the far end.
Because the cleaning rod that's in the bottom of the stock is not long enough to go all the way down, and I didn't have the handle.
That doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I'm not Russian.
It does. It does when you look at the Mosin cleaning kit.
Yeah.
If you buy the rifle with the cleaning kit, there's about two 6-inch attachments that go on the end of that to then go all the way through the rifle. And the cleaning kit's only like 6 or 7 inches long.
To fit in the buttstock.
Correct. A lot of them were hidden underneath the butt plate.
Yeah. Fun times with that when I got the when Gil and I inherited her father's SKS was the realization that not only had the cleaning kit disappeared off to screw all at some point in time,
well, they do that.
But also, someone in China got a little lazy when they were drilling that hole for the cleaning kit, and it wasn't actually the right diameter for an SKS cleaning kit.
That sounds about right.
Also, I didn't realize this, but apparently SKS and AK cleaning kits, despite looking very similar, are not. They are a different diameter.
Yeah, very different diameter.
Yeah, I tried to put an AK cleaning kit because I had a couple extras of those.
Yeah.
And then I had to take the butt plate off and mortar it to get it to pop back out. So I went and got an SKS cleaning kit, and then had to gunsmith with a Dremel to
sure.
wallow it out just a little bit so it popped one.
So did we ever find out, is it a Noriko SKS, or is it a Chinese SKS, or is it a Russian SKS that you have?
So it is a 76 Chinese manufacturer that was imported through B Squared.
Okay, so the question is...
B Squared?
Is our cleaning kit a Chinese of that model number?
I know it's Chinese.
See, here's the thing. China likes to change shit.
Yes, and not keep great notes on what they change.
Correct. And the problem is a lot of the documentation for the SKSs, the Mosins, the AKs, they're in metric-ish documentation. And I do mean that quite seriously. Because if you look at some of the old Mosin documentation, they're in old Russian imperial measurements.
Oh. Also, were you aware, because I certainly wasn't until I got this silly thing, that the Chinese, depending on what year they produced the SKS, used either pressed and pin barrels or screw-in.
Yeah, two different series.
So
and then there are screw-in with press pin locks.
I came to this realization when I purchased a correct stock for a Chinese SKS, and I noticed that the inletting wasn't exactly right, and that's when I realized I had a screw-in stock on a pressed-in barrel. It fits, it works fine, it just looks a little odd. But given that the only parts of this SKS that are still like original is basically the barreled action. Like I had to source a box magazine, a stock, a bayonet. Although interestingly enough, when I ordered the bayonet came on a piece of cardboard with Norinco like packaging and everything on it, shrink wrapped. Okay. It was like an original. It looked like an original old stock Norinco bayonet that was imported to U.S. and it was sitting on somebody's shelf for God knows how long.
Honestly, it probably was. I forget.
Oh, and Chinese slang.
Oh, yeah.
Because once I got into the mode of, like, put this thing back together...
You're going to put it back together.
I spent the time to look for all the correct Chinese parts, even though Russian would have worked.
Russian would have worked mostly, except for maybe the stock, because I think the Russians primarily use pressed-in barrels.
Although, I have a pressed-in barrel in mine.
Okay, so yeah, it would have fit. It would have been fine. I mean, most of the Russian AKs were pressed-in barrels, but some of the Warsaw AKs were threaded.
I think. Yugoslavia, I want to say, maybe?
Okay, so you think it's Yugo. Okay.
But yeah, the Chinese did all kinds of weird stuff with their SKSs. Some were box mags, some of them, the SKS-Ms, actually have the correct bottom metal to use AK mags. Not the duckbill, like 30-round gun show specials, but true box stock AK-47 magazines.
Why in the world? I mean, fine. Okay, if I got one by accident, I wouldn't be mad. But, like, why?
That was a later addition because the AKs were getting really popular for importing to the U.S.
Sure.
So the Chinese, because they really love to sell stuff to the to the white boys,
They do.
they started making SKSs that would accept AK-47 mags. Because at that point, like you're talking about like early '80s,
Yeah, you would be, yeah.
and you could get a crate of friggin' like old Milsurb AK mags for nothing.
You really could. Oh, speaking of AKs, Brian brought a fun toy to the range. You want to talk about that Vepr?
So,
That was
so
a
I'm
Vepr, not a PSL. But yeah.
I think it was a Vepr.
all right. So I have always referred to it as a Romac 3.
Okay, so it could be... Romac 3 is a viable model number for it.
Okay,
So where was yours made?
in Romania.
Okay, so yeah, Romac 3, yes.
Yeah.
Romac 3, Vepr, it goes by a few different names.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it's the Romanian copy of the Russian Dragunov.
Mm-hmm.
I bought it in the late '90s,
Dude.
for
You got a deal.
out of a catalog for about $750.
Oh, that hurts my soul.
Yeah, it came with 2 mags. I bought 4 more later. The dovetail for the sight mount is wonderful. You take the scope off, put it back on. It holds 0, and that thing is a dream to shoot. The recoil on it's really weird. The impulse is strange,
It is a weird, recoil impulse.
but it's comfortable.
It doesn't throw you around; it just shoves you.
It's like a buddy coming up and giving you a stiff push on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Every time. There's no sharp impact. There's no violent upward jerk that you get sometimes with a 308 semi-auto. And I gotta say, you're right. It holds 0 like you would not believe. What's that? What were the gong sizes at 100 yards? Do you know offhand?
I don't know. They're probably 10 inch, 12 inch.
I would say
somewhere in there.
10 inch.
I'd say
But it was,
8 or 10. Yeah.
I mean, freestanding, offhand shooting, no problem ringing those gongs.
Yeah.
And I had no problem hitting the 200-yard torso with it. I mean, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that was with,
fun.
surplus
Yeah,
munitions.
super old spam can surplus ammo.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like we're shooting sub-MOA ammo,
No,
but still, hell of a shooting rifle.
it's always been fun to shoot.
Although I have to say, the 300 Win Mag definitely scratched my itch for violent.
And why did you shoot it sitting down? Everyone else was standing up.
Because shooting it sitting down is bench appropriate. Phil needed to understand the amount of recoil I was subjecting myself to for funsies.
Yeah. Now, to be fair, it wasn't like it was like bagged or anything. I was shooting off my elbow.
Oh, yeah,
so it was
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
But as Gillian asked me afterwards, she was like, "So how was that 300? That really loud rifle Brian had?" And I was like, "They said it was kind of shotgun recoil, and it kind of is. But a shotgun is like a good solid push.
Yeah, shotgun is like a thump.
And this thing is like being in a car accident.
Yes.
More like a sledgehammer.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hold it like a 12 gauge and you'll be fine.
Hold it like a 12 gauge, it won't jump out of your hands.
I don't want one.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want one.
look.
No.
Okay, so Phil, are you familiar with the Nemo 300 Win Mag AR?
Yes, it sounds like a bad decision.
I can tell you right now, it's a terrible decision. It's wonderfully fun, and you can spend so much money turning things into noise.
I had to explain to Gillian, like, what on earth would you use that for? And I was like, you use that when you're hunting something that 308 may or may not put down, and might try to kill you after.
Yeah, I shot a black bear with mine.
Yeah, or
I bet it would do that just
It-
fine.
I mean, it'll
great.
definitely kill a black bear. I mean,
I bet if you needed to drop an elk or a moose in its tracks,
Oh,
it'd
yeah.
do great for that. But
antelope
if you
at 800 meters.
but if you shot a southern Louisiana whitetail with that thing, you would cook it and clean it in one shot.
Potentially, yes.
Yeah,
You could hit it in the butt and it would mount its own head at that point.
Yeah.
So when I shot my bear with it, it went through both lungs and took out the shoulder blade on the far side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it went through the shoulder blade on the far side.
What round were you using for that?
The same one you shot today is 150 grain.
Oh, 150 grain?
Yeah.
Okay, so not super heavy.
No?
That's solid. I mean, what were those rounds going? 3,200? 3,250?
Measure it? I don't know that we measured it, so I don't
think
know.
somebody threw a chrono on it. I want to say it was 3,250.
Okay.
So they're moving pretty good, for 150 grain.
Hold up while I consult the reloading data.
So this is the exact same caliber that I have what I call my 300 vibe check rounds that I've made for my 300 Win Mag. I took 155 grain black tips, M2 AP pulls out of 30-06, and I threw them over max Sammy spec 300 Win Mag cases using IMR 4064. I will not give you my powder charge because I am drunk and I don't want to be responsible for blowing up your gun.
Hornady says 150 grain, about 3,300.
Yeah.
So I've managed to get 155 grains up to about 3655 as my about average, which is cooking. 2 level 4 plates at 200 yards. It will go through both. Do not shoot these at anything that you like. But, I mean,
Put shoulder into it,
you
Chris.
can go up to, Jesus, I mean, I think I've shot 280 grain pills out of my 300 Win Mag,
Nice.
which is, it's a stout bullet. And honestly, I've never found a range at which they were appropriate, because I've only ever had access to 300-400 yards.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah, and that's the way I am, which is why I don't know anything bigger than the 300.
right.
Because 400 yards is the longest I can go.
And really, at 400 yards with 300 Win Mag, it's kind of a joke shot because the bullet is so stable at those distances, 300-400 yards. You can shoot golf ball sized targets, realistically, if you got a quality rifle.
Yeah.
But man,
It was also the first time I ever got to push my 18-inch AR past 100 yards.
Which it did very respectable, I thought.
I need to spend some time
You
behind
were
that
all
rifle.
over a third scale IPSC at 200 yards. All over that.
Yeah.
I mean, you were combat effective at 200 yards.
Yeah, but for a 77 grain Match King and a hand load, I feel like part of the problem was me.
Part of the problem was you, I will say.
Kicking me while he's down. I appreciate
Hey,
that.
I'm not trying to kick you. I'm just saying I've done a little bit more bench rest shooting than Phil has. And I think some of it is the most... I've been doing a lot more recent bench rest shooting than you have. You've been focusing on self-defense shooting.
Well, and also I have been to the range exactly 4 times in the last 12 months.
Sure.
And every bit of that was shooting 22s or
Yeah.
that A300.
Nothing
Like
wrong with that.
And that was the first thing I admitted, because when you were like, do you want me to shoot it? And I was like, please, by all means. Because, like, we were trying to tweak the scope because very obviously part of the problem was we were shooting at a very slight downward angle.
We were 5 to 7 degree down angle.
But also, like, I shot that thing for group when I made this load, but I haven't been out to the range since to, like, get the scope zeroed in.
Okay, but to be most fair, shooting at a downward angle into a gully with swirling winds.
Yeah. I really need to get that thing back out to my home range, 100-yard target, and really, like, try to spend some time shooting small groups and make sure that the scope is really on point, and then I just need to put ammo through it.
Phil, do you have bags?
I do. I don't use... Actually, no, I don't have bags anymore.
You don't have a rear bag? Are you familiar with the fist technique?
Yep.
Work with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I shoot my 3-way Winchester. Is
Okay.
off the front bipod and then rear fist.
Yeah, so for the viewers that don't know, the fist technique is essentially you ball up your fist underneath the buttstock, and you either squeeze your fist to bring it up or relax your fist to bring the rifle down. And you rely on that for your vertical. And then left to right is all in your shoulder. So it gives you a little more fine control
Yeah.
that is separate from your breath.
And I mean, I guess that's the frustrating part is, like, I know that back in the day when I was shooting more regularly, I managed to get the 3-way Winchester to, like, cloverleaf 4 rounds together at 100 yards. So I'm very capable of making some fairly nice, consistent small groups, but I haven't shot the 308 in a couple of years. And I have not done anywhere near enough range work in a very long time.
Yeah, it is definitely a perishable skill.
It is a very perishable skill.
And in the last 2 or 3 range trips that I have made have been explicitly focused on small groups at long distance.
Yeah. And the last couple of trips I've done have either been familiarization,
Exactly.
fun shooting with Piper with 22,
Yeah.
And the only thing I've really kept abreast on is, like, I make it a point every time I go to the range, except for today, obviously.
Yeah, drop
is I
drop
sink,
a box in the night.
I sink 50, 60, 70 rounds through my, through my carry gun, so
Good
that
call.
at least that skill stays up to current.
Look, if you're going to
Take it
carry...
back. I did bring my 3-7 Heaven out with my dad
Oh,
fairly
yeah.
recently.
Nice.
So apparently, whereas I used to always say I shoot rifles really good and pistols okay, now I shoot pistols okay and rifles I just have to relearn.
I know how you feel. I've done the same thing the last few years.
Yeah.
A whole lot of pistol, no rifle. My rifle skills have really suffered.
You know, it's amazing how perishable that skill is.
Yeah.
The frustrating part, though, and like, I've talked to y'all about it, and when Raising Values reboots, we will be bringing the audience up to speed on, like, the last 9 months of me and my wife's life. But, like, every spare weekend, every spare afternoon, like, sometimes 2 or 3 times a week, we've been running back and forth to the next town over, and it's just, it has absorbed every bit of free time to the point where, like I have maintenance tasks that need to be done on the house and on the vehicles that keep getting pushed back.
Well,
Because
there's only so many hours in the day.
Yeah. Well, you get to the point where it's like, okay, we have a weekend. I'm off on a Friday. We have a 3-day weekend.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend the next 2 days dealing with things I don't want to deal with, and then Sunday, like, turning the phones off, and it's no one is allowed to intrude into that time except for me, my wife, and my daughter, and try to reconnect. So
You're going to like it.
we just kind of had that situation brewing for a bit, and now that that's starting to settle down, I'm trying to refocus on, like, okay, there are things I need to fix at my home. There are things we need to work on the vehicles, and we're just trying to, like, do things like this where it's like we just punch the reset button.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, you really need that in your life at certain points. Because you can only give so much to other people before you start destroying yourself.
Yeah. And that's on top of work, which
Yeah.
you and I have talked about, the complete cluster.
Oh, man.
That work
you
is
know, no matter where you work, there's always times a year or seasons in the work that are just a kick. No matter what you do.
The hard part for me, and I suspect that if I, like, poll the audience right here, all these men and women would tell me a very similar story where, because you're a very conscientious worker, you make yourself indispensable. Is it a MoF?
Moth just flew in my drink.
Protein.
Oh, no.
Well, if it makes you feel any better,
Will you pitch it over the edge?
Yeah, pitch it over the edge. We'll fill it.
Yeah, I don't need a new glass.
It's been sterilized.
But I'm not going to drink them all.
I mean, you could drink the
I mean,
moth.
it's like drinking
not
the worm.
tequila,
It's like
but-
the worm in tequila, isn't it?
No. No, this is not bourbon.
Josh,
You're fine. You can stick your head in here if you need to.
this one last time, the 25 week that you really liked. This one you did not get to try because I didn't have it last time. It's a 16 rye.
These are the 2 local ones.
Yeah, these are the 2 local
Yeah.
ones, which you'll have to try. Which I have to say, I think this is my favorite.
Agreed.
It is
The Jackson Purchase.
yes, the Jackson Purchase. My God, is that a smooth drink?
Yeah. So this is batch
this and I'll be back in a minute.
batch number 1
Man.
of Jackson Purchase bourbon from Hickman, Kentucky.
I will probably have to have you FedEx me some of those.
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure something out.
And the other one here is the Old Terrell from Paducah, Kentucky.
The Old Terrell's good.
It's good. It's not as good as the
This
Jackson
is-
Purchase.
The Jackson Purchase is much
And
smoother.
this is unique, and I don't know how to describe it.
Smoky.
Yeah, it's more
It's got a hint
complicated
more
than
smoke. It's
that. It makes me feel like it's going to be stronger than it is, but it's
it
not.
does. It's not super strong.
But you think it will be at the beginning.
Yeah, the bite at the start is stronger than you would initially think, knowing it's proof. But anyway, Phil.
Sorry.
Well, just I feel like probably because of our own individual, like, work ethic and conscientiousness, just from what I've gotten to know of everyone's personality, like, you probably make yourself indispensable at your workplace, which means 2 things. You are the one in the middle of everything that goes upside down because you're the only one that can fix it. And it also means that, like, whereas most of your coworkers work at 70%, that means you now work at 200% trying to pick up the rest of the load.
Brian, what do you do for work?
Oh, so how do we talk about this without talking about it? So I write software for industrial automation.
Oh, okay.
And at this point, I do more consulting than software writing.
Sure.
And I build tools for my coworkers.
Okay.
And what you were trying to describe about picking up the slack for our coworkers, we have to pick up the slack for our customers.
Yeah.
So everybody I work with is great, and they're all full in, great individuals. They all have great skill sets.
Well, on the software development,
But-
end, they kind of have to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's really not a lot of room for slack there.
There's not. It's our customers that we have to go in and help out and
Yeah.
pick up their slack because they don't know. Right? They're very new to what we're doing usually.
Yeah.
And so it's a very different role, but it's a lot of fun. That's for
You
sure.
know, have you ever done work with Tracti?
I don't know the name.
Okay, it's a company in Wisconsin that builds like mini storages and garages, prefab steel
Oh, okay,
buildings.
okay.
Yeah, my brother's an engineer up there. I thought you might have worked with him. He does a lot of the integrations of new equipment up there.
So a lot of what we do ends up being in the manufacturing space.
Right.
So
Yeah, they do like stamped steel buildings.
we've never done anything with the buildings.
Okay.
We've got customers that do body parts,
Oh, okay.
door panels, hoods, things like that. They make
Yeah.
the metal stamping machines that make those parts.
Sure, that's heavily automated.
So absolutely, it's all automated. Even the transfers between the presses,
Well,
so
you
they
just
can.
keep the guy's hands out of the press.
Yep. Oh yeah. There's nobody nowhere near these presses.
Yeah, it's
Hundreds of tons.
yeah.
Yeah. Massive. But,
The
yeah.
hard part for me is that it's not even like I could throw it off on my coworkers and say, "Oh, my coworkers are slacking," but it's like it's a segregation of responsibilities and skill sets issue where like it's. I would have to have a person with a certain level of knowledge to be able to teach them the processes that I do. And if they don't have those processes, then the time it takes me to teach them how to do it is better spent just doing it.
Right.
And that's the trap I fall into a lot of times because like a lot of what I'm doing is we call it reconciliation, but it's data analysis. And
Sure.
it's really hard to like just literally just a week ago, I was doing one of these reconciliation processes I do every freaking month, and I have to do a data sweep through 34,000 accounts that are set up for automated payments, and make sure that whatever the health insurance record states they should be paying is what they are paying in the automated system. And there are reasons, there are valid reasons sometimes those two don't match. Sometimes people are on a retro pay agreement, or people are, it's like their last month before they come off of rolls, and it's prorated.
Yeah, prorated. Yeah.
But the system, all it says is they're supposed to pay this much because that's what's in this one field in the database, and this is what this system is charging them.
Yep.
Why are they different? So what I finally did this past week was I dumped all this into Excel, and I took the data table I built from doing this last month and used VLOOKUP to pull it into this month, so that if I had made a note like a month ago that this one had a credit on the account, I'm pausing it until August. I pulled that in. So now I know the reason these two don't match is because the next payment is coming out until August. Basically, I keep looking for shortcuts to make this process faster and faster and faster. But just to teach somebody how to use something as simple as Excel and use VLOOKUP and then format these two tables properly so that this data set that came out of the application, that was not formatted, by the way, and this one that is formatted because I formatted last month, they match. Because like when you use VLOOKUP, if the data formats are not exactly the same, like if this is text and this is number, VLOOKUP will say those two things don't
VLOOKUP
match.
says no, does not agree. No matter what you do.
So it's data analysis, and unfortunately, I'm in an operations segment where all of my coworkers are operations people doing changes to the health records every day, and my job is to basically not be embedded down in the operation, to be up at 30,000 feet, saying I'm looking for a trend in the data where something doesn't look right.
Yeah, make all the final numbers into dollar amounts. At minimum.
Yeah, it's basically I'm following back behind 8 people who are making changes to these applications every day, and then over a 2-week period, every week or every month, I have to go back through everything they've done and say these are the things that float at the top that don't look right.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, when you have this much human intervention, you're going to have human error. Mm-hmm. Wave high to the camera, Tommy.
Oh yeah.
They can't see. They can't see your face because you're backlit like hell.
Hello?
We are all shadow people tonight.
It's okay. It's witless protection.
witless protection.
Yes,
I like
Yes.
that.
unintentional witness protection.
But yeah, it's, I don't know. It was nice to get out of work and to get up here
You'll
and
like that
share
That is
booze
a-
and stories and
That
fun
is
with
a
everybody.
fantastic start to an old fashioned.
And tomorrow, I know that some of our group is going to head out tomorrow.
Yep.
Some of us are going to go sightseeing.
Yep. Some of us are going to do some hikes around here, I think.
Yeah.
There's about 14 miles of hiking trails, I think, in just this little area we're in, which is great.
You have fun with that, because if I try to get my girls to hike 14 miles, I won't be going.
Well,
to
we're not going to
Louisiana.
do all 14 miles. We'll probably circumnavigate the lake in the morning at the very least. 4 or 5 miles. Nice, easy hike.
And then after that, I mean, Thursday, the three of us are heading out, pulling up stakes, and heading back home to reality.
I'm thinking, well, there's the Casey Jones Distillery up here. One of my coworkers has requested moonshine cherries, so I'm going to get him some of those.
Do not play gay chicken with us.
What do you think?
You know, gay chicken with us, we will win.
Again, it's different than the other two.
It is. It is. It's a wheat bourbon. Or is that
Oh.
the rye? Oh, that was the 16 rye.
Okay.
So that was the 16 rye. That is a northern style bourbon. It's
Yeah, Canadian rye. I've got Canadian buddies.
Yeah,
who-
it is
They call
like
everything
Canadian
rye.
Yeah.
They call bourbon rye, and I'm like, no, you got to use the right name.
Oh yeah, no. There's bourbon and there's rye bourbon, and then there's blended bourbon.
They purposely got lost.
Hey, I got to be honest. After drinking these others, this we know is a lower alcohol content. It feels watered down.
Doesn't it though?
Yeah.
It does. The northern bourbon does feel a little watered down.
Okay. All right. I wasn't trying to be insulting.
No,
It's
no,
just
no.
different.
I think you are correct. It does feel a little watered down. I have to say though, the Jackson Purchase definitely the winner of the night.
I did literally.
It's good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
He's like the smell, and I was like, yeah, I gotta take a pee, man.
But if you want like a really good mixing, that's this one right here, the 16% rye. For like
It's good flavor.
The one thing we do have to do this evening
Oh, yeah.
before people start pulling out is we got to figure out what to do next year.
Oh yeah, we do have to pick a spot.
We've learned our lesson from last year. Last year we just kind of like, okay guys, we'll figure
pick
it
a
out.
spot.
And the figuring out happened in December,
Yeah.
which was, and thank God if it happened then, or we wouldn't have had anything booked.
True, because we did book all the available cabins and lodge
Yes.
spots
We-
at this park.
We bought
All
the
of them.
entire park.
We did. We did, to be fair. We did that in Michigan, too.
Yes,
All
but in
one.
Michigan it was because they only had 5 cabins.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Here it's because we waited too
We
late.
did. Yeah. Do we want to go back to Arkansas? Because my wife has never been to Arkansas.
I mean, Gillian did say, Gillian and Piper were talking about how much Piper liked Arkansas.
I'm okay with Arkansas.
And Lake DeGray is hard to pass up. Although there's another place a little bit north from Lake DeGray called Petty Jean.
Okay.
I keep trying to explain to people from Arkansas that they don't know how to pronounce the places in their own state,
Right.
because it's spelled Petit Jean.
You know what?
Petitjean.
I gotta look up a name here. I'm gonna make Phil pronounce it.
Okay,
on air.
but in my defense, it's named after a French lady. Therefore, I'm claiming that I know how to pronounce it better than the people from Arkansas do.
Better than I can,
Phil
for sure.
pronounce this.
Kishwaukee?
Thank you. It is not a complicated name, people.
How else would you pronounce that?
I
I'm
have
not sure I
heard
want to try this live.
Kishwiki. I have heard so many different names.
Time out a second. Hey, Gillian.
So I look
How
at
do
this
you-
and
how
I
do you
think
spell
Milwaukee,
Tchoupitoulas?
Yeah.
and so I would go, yeah, Kishwaukee, just like
Kishwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Exactly.
Nick,
Yeah.
she's going to stick her head in this mic. Hear me out, though.
Alright, is this like a spelling bee?
Get an idea in your head. The name of the name of the street is Tchoupitoulas.
Native American. Alright. Tchoupitoulas.
Leave me alone.
That sounds right to me.
Did I get it right?
Dogs are fine.
Listen,
Starts with a T.
I have
That's
had
the
so
key.
many people call me
Yeah, Chuck
asking
Tools.
where
Yeah, no, that
this
sounds
this
right.
street is
Yeah.
because they've heard of it and they're trying to find it on a map. And there's nothing on the map that looks like it would be spelled like that.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
It's like when you drive into Washington, D.C., there's 3 or 4 cities, and 3 or 4 exits driving into D.C. That, good luck pronouncing the names.
Best of luck, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we also have a street that's called Burgundy.
Burgundy.
And if you pronounce it Burgundy, everyone in creation is going to look at you like you have 2 B's.
Well, Burgundy's a color. Burgundy's a place.
Burgundy is a place.
Burgundy is a street.
Yeah, it's a place.
It's like Demon Brewing in Nashville. I can't spell it, and until you see it, what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. But there's this street in downtown Nashville called Demon Brewing.
TCHOU
P-I. Not P-A.
Chapatulas.
And then it's L-A-S.
Yeah.
That's close enough.
T-C-H-O-P-I-T-O-U-L-A-S.
It's a riveting podcast with a spelling bee.
And that's before you even get in some of the
We
parishes.
need a bit of a spelling bee. This is an educational podcast.
Yes, but the things we normally educate you on will get you put on government watch lists.
Okay, fair. But so will having any kind of fun.
True, but,
Wait, except
We
in
actually
Kentucky.
What do you mean, except in Kentucky?
Well, I'm just saying, earlier you said, we were talking about pictures and felony photos, and there's no felonies in Kentucky.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah.
There is no felonies in Kentucky?
And not at the gun range, anyway.
Have I got some ideas for you?
There's probably other stuff on that circuit.
What?
That GMCI, what it does.
I'm adding a topic for us to discuss.
Felonies in Kentucky?
No, Carnic Con.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard about this?
No, I have not.
Short version, a YouTuber was discussing information on how to make explosives.
Oh, yeah, the stuff out of the USGS manuals?
Yes, and the ATF is currently trying to ruin his life.
Because of discussing government-published manuals on the internet.
That you can Google.
Right. Oh, speaking of things we've seen on the internet recently, Phil, I sent you, I don't know if you checked your Instagram lately, I sent you that video from Ireland.
Remind me.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently, a Sudanese migrant has attempted to behead and gouged out the eyes of a man in Dublin.
With a pocket knife. Or a knife.
That's inappropriate.
Or kitchen knife, depending on
a knife of some sort, yeah.
Apparently, the Irish are not taking this well, and I have to say, bully to Ireland for that one. Look, I think it's been discussed a lot in Europe right now about the problems that this third world immigration has caused, and the fact that these people are flat just not integrating into European culture.
Immigration without assimilation is not part of the agreement.
Oh, I agree. I couldn't agree more. I mean, we have a valid culture that goes back thousands of years. All of Western culture is based on the Age of Enlightenment at minimum. The Enlightenment ideals of how government should function, how your personal behavior should function, and a basic Judeo-Christian model.
A high-trust society, yada, yada, yada.
Exactly, a high-trust society. At the very least, equitable is the double oak. At the very least, equality before the law, at bare minimum. And I think what we have seen now, proven, and is no longer in dispute, that in the UK, Ireland, Wales, most of the European countries, equality under the law, except if you're a migrant, except if you're a third world immigrant.
There's a lot of my brother calls me.
I have to say, I don't really have any skin in the European game, other than the fact that our system of laws are based on the Magna Carta.
Yeah,
at its root. A little bit in French law for Phil's perspective, being that they're parishes instead of
bit of Napoleonic Code intermixed.
A little bit of Napoleonic Code, but the vast majority of U.S. laws are based essentially in the root of the Magna Carta. Equality before the law being key. Innocence until proven guilty being the cornerstone behind that key. But my gosh, it seems like Europe now has abandoned this entirely.
Well, Europe has also abandoned any pretense that, they've abandoned any pretense that people have a right to freely express ideals in a non-violent way.
Yes.
at this point, like, freedom of speech is a foregone conclusion.
Oh, it's essentially speech is illegal in the UK.
If it upsets the crown.
Well, no, if it upsets a migrant.
But if it upsets the crown,
I suppose.
because the crown has determined that there are groups of people that are above criticism.
True.
But I'm just quoting from history now. But every time the government has tried to enforce different rules for different classes of people, it has usually ended poorly.
Yeah, I can't think of a time it's ended well. Brian?
I got nothing, but I'm not a history buff either.
Okay, French Revolution, Imperial Russia, Soviet Russia, Maoist China, Nazi Germany. Anytime you take one whole group of people based on an ethnic or a religious
the
background,
American Revolution and taxing them less than the British. Turns out if you tax Americans not enough, they revolt. Whatever.
well, but to be fair, if only the crown had thought to compromise a tiny little bit and give us a non-voting member of parliament, they probably would have chilled out.
Brian, are you familiar with this? The actual requests of the American revolutionaries before they started violently rebelling?
The specific requests, no,
Yeah.
but there was lots of olive branches as they talk about.
There was actually a full decade of olive branches, and there was actually a pretty big push in Parliament to give the American colonists a non-voting but speaking representative. That was the key. We wanted a speaking representative in Parliament.
Someone to voice, be our
Exactly.
voice in Parliament.
Exactly. We didn't want to vote. What we wanted was the right to share our grievances on the floor of Parliament. The right to speech. And that is what the UK has violated. And that is what the government of Ireland has violated. And that is what the EU has violated. The fundamental right of the individual to voice their dissent.
And the people are not reacting well to this.
Gosh, no, as they shouldn't.
As they should. If I've always stated, and like I've had this conversation for years because I do work in the public sector.
Absolutely.
And I've had multiple people tell me, like, Phil, like, you're kind of our canary in the coal mine because you say what you say on the internet for all the world here. And if ever there's a day where, like, you basically get chased out of your career in polite society, then we know things have gone to a different level where now you can't even voice your concerns or your opinion without immediate consequences. And I find that a little interesting because I know I'm not the only person, like, in the various segments of the public sector that thinks the way I do.
You're not, but you're a...
But I'm the one with the biggest bullseye on my back, probably.
Because we are a small content creator.
Yeah.
In all reality, we are a small content creator.
Definitely micro niche.
And you know what? Fair enough.
Wait a minute.
Limited topic matter. We can be fairly abrasive individuals from time to time. We've been known to pick fights. With our supporters, we've been known to pick fights. Because you only sharpen iron with a harder product.
Yeah.
Look, me and Phil, we've gone back and forth about a number of things before, and we do it respectfully because we want each other to be better. We want our patrons to be better. We want each other to all be better because rising tide lifts all ships.
Yep.
Really. And if you cannot intelligently and articulately argue your point, you probably don't understand it well enough to voice it.
So, like, if we could have a fight first, like a dog fight,
And you know,
then they might be fine. Just like,
this is why I bring up the problem of speech codes
like,
in
we
Europe.
could just get it
And the
out.
problem of the migrants in Europe, because really, the governments there are
Yeah.
favoring the migrants with speech codes, with Islamic protection ordinances, and a variety of other things. Blasphemy laws essentially enforced in all of France.
Thought crime.
Exactly, thought crime. If the populace cannot speak freely and cannot dissent from the government, the only next viable reaction is violence.
Yeah.
And this is why we can never give up speech.
Ever.
Well, and I would add this: you can't take two different things and mix them together with 2 different rule sets.
Exactly.
Because that just creates chaos.
You have to have, at the very least, at the bare minimum, a unified rule set. I think that's the perfect way to
Equality
phrase it.
under the law.
Yeah, equality under the law. And realistically, the Sikhs are the perfect counterpoint to this. In the UK, you cannot have a pointed kitchen knife. However, if you are a Sikh, you can carry a pointed dagger in public, openly displayed for all to see, and to stab your neighbor to death.
Yep.
See,
It won't end well.
no, it won't. It won't, because all it takes is one person with poor intentions to make it end poorly. And then the protectionism that ensues.
And the next problem is going to be that the harder you try to tamp down that reaction, you just buy more of it.
Because you prove the point of the reaction.
Yeah. And this is also something like we've talked about before when we talk about like insurgencies and global war and everything else. Like historically, the problem is that the state only knows how to use force until the problem is solved.
Correct.
And the state has, if not a monopoly on force, a near monopoly on force, because the amount of force they can bring to bear is substantially more than an individual person.
Oh, absolutely.
And using a large amount of force almost guarantees collateral damage.
It does, and collateral damage is how you create more guerrillas.
Yeah, which I wish our country had learned at some point since Vietnam, because we seem to repeat that mistake over and over and over.
Vietnam, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran now. Great.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before, I'm like, okay, if you smoke one terrorist, hooray, but if you create 3 more in the process, because now everyone's going to want to honor kill you and your people for it, it's like you're not solving the problem.
No, you're absolutely not solving the problem. And what's even worse is you can take, theoretically, innocent, unbiased parties,
neutral parties,
and create new enemies out of them because of the collateral damage. I mean, yeah, great, you bombed the building that the guy was in. That debris spread out for 3 city blocks.
Yeah.
And maybe that debris killed somebody's mom. Now those 3 boys, they hate you for life, regardless of what you say.
Well, and if we learned one thing from watching, like, Russia's intervention into Afghanistan, once you kill 2 whole generations of fighting-age men, what you've done is create multiple generations of fatherless young men who are going to be fighting age very soon, who are growing up without any kind of a moderating voice, who are ripe for an imam or someone else to tell them, the imperialists killed your father, you should get revenge.
Right, or at the very least, even if they don't have they killed your father, you should get revenge, they have nothing.
Yeah.
All they have is your father is dead. Yeah. And everybody wants to know why.
We just traded.
Hey guys, does anybody else want to jump in here this evening?
Really good whiskey to like.
Chris, you want to jump in?
Does anybody else want to jump in before this goes on?
Good, jump in. Brian, we're gonna swap out Brian for Chris.
Oh boy.
Mostly on the Chris, you gotta pop over here to this seat right here. We got a microphone for you.
And you will have to do the traditional mic check so that I can adjust your tone.
You will have to do the traditional mic checks.
I will give you
required.
the same speech I give everybody. Whatever distance you're going to be from the mic, do your mic check at that distance. Because if we mic check you out here and then you swallow the microphone,
Chickadee check, I have had too much to drink.
Chickadee check, I have literally had way too much to drink.
keep talking.
Keep talking. Say words. I'm using words.
Words are good.
Words are good. I'm using the words.
You forgot how to speak English.
Okay, I think we got a good baseline for it.
We got Chris Rams up here.
Yep.
So Chris, so far, MoF summer camp, thoughts?
I've had fun, other than all the steps. Oh my, the steps.
Bro, that's exercise. That's baked into the pie.
This is good for you,
Y'all
son.
suckered me into this to get me here.
No shit.
To make me start exercising.
Yes.
And you've succeeded.
The whole point of this podcast was for Phil to make people better.
You've succeeded.
Good job.
Now I have to go home and continue to punish myself.
Did you die?
Do I like?
Did you die?
Oh, did I? Oh, I did not die.
Nope. Still very much alive. It hasn't
Did you
killed
die?
you. You're
No,
fine.
I have not
That's all
died.
that matters.
My calves may have died once or twice, but
They're fine.
still
They'll
hanging
heal.
in there.
Calves are an optional accessory.
Not exactly.
Still gonna need them.
I watched a guy do an Ironman with nothing below the knees. Calves are an optional accessory.
What's the dude? Oh God, I keep watching him. Limballs.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, he is hilarious, and he
Dude's
just
got-
proves
dude's
you
got
can do
one
so
arm and
much.
no legs.
This is the one that just has no legs, and he is hilarious.
So I know that the day yesterday y'all were, or no, it wasn't yesterday. Day before, I went and saw the beach.
Yeah.
Had to go throw your kid in the pool.
Yes, threw the kid in the pool. That was that was really day one, really, early that day. We stayed in the pool for a few hours.
Good.
Then yesterday, went to the beach and stayed 2 or 3 hours down there.
We discovered spring cool soda.
Spring cool.
Oh, yes, we went down there, and the one soda they brought, because it's 5 miles of straight uphill back to the car, we had one soda left, and nobody was drinking it. I was like, there's a tiny stream that comes down right next to the rocks, and I'm going over there, and it is ice water. I went over there and stuck the Sprite can down in the sand and just twisted it and left it sitting right there. And it's like about an hour later, they went back over there and opened it, and it's still pretty darn cold.
Excellent.
I went with the old moonshine trick, like the old timers used to.
And then today, you got your first experience with the first MoF range day.
That was fun. 300 Win Mag, my first TBI.
It's a moderate TBI at most.
Moderate.
Listen, I have played with crew serve weapons before, but that 300 Win Mag is controlled violence.
It is. That
She
is.
clacks off and you know it all the way down the road.
I shot it, and almost all of the stuff in his rifle case just went
Oh no, it jumps
everywhere.
up and throws itself all over the range.
all over the place. Because we're just kind of sitting on top of his case, and I brought over one of my blocks, my foam blocks, and set it up on it so I'd be up high enough.
Yeah.
And it just,
Oh yeah.
oh, that thing is,
I told
think it's
Gillian,
nice.
I'm pretty sure I felt my brain bounce off both sides of my skull.
Oh,
Like,
you did.
It's, I mean, Ryan, it was fun, but I don't ever want to do that again.
You can taste clacking off enough 300 Win Mag.
I still got to check 50 off my list. 338 Lapua would be nice to check off my
50 is
list.
a cakewalk compared to 300. Because it's a boom, not a crack.
Yeah, it's a little slower.
I can't tell you because the last 50 I played with was an M2.
Okay, so I fired a single shot 50, which is about as violent as you can get.
Yeah, there's nothing absorbing recoil.
No, there's not. There's really not, except for the muzzle brake, which didn't exist. You can taste copper when you shoot a single shot 50. After about 10 rounds of 300 Win Mag, you can taste a little bit of copper.
The 16-inch pistol version is what we needed.
Oh, well.
The one that blows your dreadlocks back, when you...
Negative. The thing about M2 is even though it's on a tripod, because you're going to shoot it on a tripod.
Which you are.
But
Or vehicle mount.
after you rip a whole belt through that thing, it's because there is no muzzle brake.
Oh, gosh, no.
And there is no flash hider.
Oh, no.
So all you get is just the constant wave of concussion, just like thump, 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 thump in the front of your forehead.
So for those of you that shot a 5.56, you know that feeling on your eyelids that just feels like a weird flutter when you're clacking off a lot of rounds?
Almost like
You
somebody
feel
blows
that
in your face.
In the back of your
somebody blows
brain.
in your face. You feel that on the back side of your head with a 50 cal. Is really what it is.
Yeah. I encourage everyone, if you ever get the opportunity to pull the butterflies on an M2,
Oh my gosh.
I encourage you to try it. But I don't know that I do it regularly if I can help it.
You know, we had a Northern Illinois machine gun shoot a few years ago. I got a chance to rip belts of RPK rounds. Freestanding. And I told the guys, like, no, I've shot some big caliber guns. I'm good. I was fine. That RPK wanted to fucking climb.
Yes.
She wanted to really climb. Like, I had to switch from an underhanded C-clamp to an overhand hold down.
Yes.
She wanted to climb. I cannot imagine what... Have you ever seen...
You definitely have to posture up on a GPMG.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you do.
It's not even just get behind it for the recoil, but you have to literally like
You
roll your shoulders forward, posture up.
roll your shoulders forward, break the hips, break the knees, brace that, and pull down. while
Get
you're
most of your
ripping.
weight on your front leg in a blade.
Let it walk you back onto
Yes.
your back foot.
You start at the bottom of your target and just let it walk you up.
Yep.
There will come a day where I get to do at least full auto somewhere. It will cost me a lot of money and a credit card being laid on a counter, I'm sure, somewhere.
So, where do you live at?
There is some down that way.
I was gonna
In
say, I know
Coffeeville,
there's some down
technically,
there.
but in that Mobile-ish area.
Yeah.
Ice.
Oh,
There's a couple
lot
in the
of
area.
range.
There's a
Get
couple.
down there, try it with a 9, at the very least, try it with a 9. Because, I mean, I shot the AUG full auto, and that was, I thought, very controlled. RPK, starting to walk away from you. The full auto P90, oh my god, is that fun. Oh
And I'm
my
a
God, is that fun.
Stargate fan, so my nerd is coming out.
I know.
So-
It hurt my soul that there was a P90 there to not shoot, so I paid for 3 mags. Just did 3 magnums in a row on a P90.
God.
Because why not?
Oh my
why
gosh,
not?
you can draw pictures with a P90.
Well, we know that it will kill aliens and go through all
Exactly.
alien hardware. It does
All
not matter what it
alien
is.
hardware.
It will kill anything there is except force fields.
Alien symbiotes, it'll handle replicators. Phil, have you not watched enough Stargate?
Stargate was not my show.
Dude, get on it.
I've watched some, but I haven't watched like
I'm
12.
such a
Spaz
nerd.
12s and P90s
Yes.
are the key winners of the show.
Well, it's
And I
the
really
future,
want a
of
Zat
course.
gun because you shoot somebody 3 times, they disappear.
They just die.
They just disappear. They're gone.
Once to stun, twice to kill, 3 times to disintegrate.
To descent, gone. Doesn't matter what you shoot either. You can shoot a person, a thing. I want this. I want one.
Hits a rock, random house that one time.
All things are possible in the world of sci-fi.
So, Chris, what are y'all? Y'all are heading home Thursday, right?
Actually, we're going Friday.
Oh,
Leaving on
okay.
Friday.
Oh, you might get to hike with
Yep.
me and my wife.
Our plan is to go home through Mid-South. The
Valid stop.
Mid-South first. Obviously, my wife's like, we don't have enough room. I'm like, we have enough room for some powder. I have enough primers now. I have enough primers now. I need powder to match. The Jack Daniels distillery, because that just seems cool.
Look, it is in the
That
way.
seems cool. And then,
Can't avoid it.
no, she might have another couple things on the way.
Yeah, well, you gotta let her have her fun. You gotta let the girl have her fun.
What are y'all doing for the rest of the time you're up here, though? Like,
I think tomorrow I'm going to let you go punish me, and we're going to follow you up trails somewhere, or somebody, or some mix of you.
I think, Phil, you're talking Mammoth Cave?
we were talking Mammoth Cave.
It's about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour drive, and then when we get back, we're probably going to hit some of the trails around here.
I recommend the lunch.
Probably convince her to do that.
There's some beautiful little trails around this camp.
Yeah, well, and really what we're looking for, and the reason we're doing Mammoth Cave first, is so that if her ankle starts to hurting, or Gillian or Piper starts to get tired,
Yeah.
like we can hit some of the small trails here and not commit to anything really big
Yeah.
where we're all beat up by the afternoon.
I think the only thing you wouldn't want to commit to is the circumnavigating route.
That would be a bit much
I
for
think
my
that's 4
friend.
miles around the lake, all the way around.
Don't make me lie. I know there's a couple of them to a waterfall or something down there. There's a couple of waterfalls right down there by the beach, and a hiking trail that goes up behind it and
Yeah.
through there. And right now it should really be a waterfall.
Yeah.
I've got a premium
Considering-
All Trails subscription, so I'll just pull that up and have it find the trails for us.
Well, if you come up past our cabin, is where the start of the lake trail is, and that goes all the way around the lake and back up to these cabins.
And
Okay.
it's 4 miles.
So, yeah, I think that's 4.5. I wanna say.
Yeah. We're just, I mean, we're just gonna go and do and see and have some fun tomorrow because I know that Thursday morning we got to pull up,
Yeah, you gotta
hit Mid-South on the way out, stop and see some family in Huntsville,
Nice.
and then it's all together 9 hours driving to get home. So like,
Plus an hour lunch with your family.
And I think the plan is to hit Huntsville for about noon.
Yeah.
So, like, we'll be home, like, late dinner time. It'll be
That's
all
not
right.
bad.
We're aiming for 8-ish. We might be sooner,
Yeah.
but 6-ish, 8-ish, we'll make it
I
home.
think if we figured if we pulled out by 7 on Friday, 7, 8 o'clock on Friday, we'd be home by dinner time. Friday.
Watch,
Not too bad.
watch the cord.
Moses on 90%.
No, all the time. I've never seen that other.
Yeah, I've never seen
We have a couple of awkward teenage girls waving at us from across the table.
Just outside the view of the camera.
Just outside the view of the camera. Oh, this is pecan pie, pumpkin bread, and cinnamon bun.
I've never seen that.
No, pecan pie. No, I have a northern accent.
Nick,
I'm allowed.
Nick, you're hurting my heart here, please.
I will hurt your heart and hurt your soul. Pecan pie.
Please say pecan just
Pecan
once.
pie.
Just once.
No,
It's
I can't
pecan.
do it. It's wrong.
You
And
gotta
I make
put some
my
on.
Very upset.
Pecan.
No,
Pecan.
Pecan.
No.
Or pecan. Pecan.
Pecan.
Pecan. Yeah, if you're just going to be straight up Southern, it's just pecan pie.
I am not going to be that southern. I was born and raised north of the Dixon line.
But what happens if you
Yankees.
and Rachel ever
Damn
convince
right, Yankees.
What happens if I convince you and Rachel to move down towards us one day? I mean, at that point, you're
You
going to
will
have
talk
to...
her into giving up snow, then I will give up the northern
It
accent.
snows in Louisiana.
Once a fucking century.
This jack wagon got 9 inches of snow. I live an hour and 40 minutes north, and I can still see leaves.
He pissed
My
and
child
moaned
was
the
angry.
entire time. He pissed and moaned the entire time. 9 inches of snow. Do you want to know what I did? I fucking went to work. That's what I did. I got up in the morning, but
We are not going to go to work.
to work.
Okay, but in my defense, 2 things. Do you know how far you have to drive from where I live to find snow tires or salt trucks?
Here,
Listen, you can't even
Tennessee
buy,
doesn't even have it.
you can't even buy a set of snow tires within 500 miles of my
No,
house.
not even close. We just shut the state down. We wait till it melts. We go back to work.
Yeah. The only saving
Shut the state down
Yep.
is the thing where I go,
Yep.
I'm just going to go to work.
We shut the state down.
But
No,
again,
you can. I promise
Listen,
you can.
I have went to work during it. Underpasses are an adventure.
but
Nobody knows how to drive in the snow.
Well, we got a teacher, so you have to bring your dad.
No.
The teacher is the light pole.
And I will teach you how to drive.
Nick, I know how to drive in snow. It's all the other couillons that don't.
Well, for sure they don't, but I'll teach your daughter how to drive in the snow.
I can teach her that.
I'll have her drift in the Walmart parking lot.
Listen, I went directly to the mall when I got to Mobile just to drift in the parking lot in the Camry I was driving.
That is the way you
That was
learn
fun.
how to drive in the north. Look, you find an abandoned-ass parking lot or a mall that nobody's paying attention to, and you drive sideways as fast as possible.
Until you go into the
as long
giant
as
pile of
possible.
snow and disappear.
No, it's fine.
And
You
they
hit
find
that.
you in spring.
No, you hit that, and it's actually kind of an ice wall. And you bust off your right rear, your passenger side rear tire.
You speak from experience, don't you?
No. I watched my buddy Mike do this in middle school.
Second-hand experience.
Second-hand experience. See,
Type 2 fun.
Type 2 fun. Yes, type 2 fun.
Type 1 fun is when you have fun while you're doing it. Type 2 fun is where it sucks while you're doing it, but it's fun to talk about later. Type 3 fun is where your buddy pays all the bills and you had fun the entire time.
That's type 3 fun. That's fair.
Yeah, I've been the butt of all of those
Oh, me too, man.
at different times.
So, you guys get snow every couple of years.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
guys
every
get snow most of the
We'll
years.
get snow sometimes 2 to 3 times a year. Now,
So
it
2
may
to 3
not
times
stick.
Sometimes we'll get snow 2 to 3 times a day, and it will stick. Not a joke. 2 to 3 times a day sometimes.
Oh no, we're lucky to get snow. Like I said,
There are days where we will have a foot of snow in the morning and a foot of snow in the afternoon, with a nice sunny break in between.
oh, and they would be
You know what
on
we
the
do?
air screaming,
We'll run
if
to Wendy's
it's
to get a burger.
poured food,
in the
steal
middle of
gas.
fall.
If you're elderly, you will die. It'd be bad. You wouldn't be able to find milk or bread for 100 miles.
Yes. All the milk and bread disappears from the southern grocery store.
There are no milk sandwiches to be had during
Cannot
anything.
make bread pudding without milk and bread. You can't.
But
And that is a critical point.
You cannot have milk sandwiches
You
during
cannot have milk
a
sandwiches
snowstorm.
without bread or milk in a snowstorm. You could have sadness or milk sandwiches.
it's true. So let's see if we can dovetail this into a soft landing because we're like an hour and a half.
Good.
And I would like to shut this down and do some more drinking and
We
hanging out.
could do an excessive amount of drinking.
I'm up for that because I feel like I'm already
As a matter of fact, you
lubricated.
want to get in?
You can hop in.
You want me to get out of the way?
You can just sit here and we can hand her a microphone.
I mean, that's up to y'all.
I
I will
don't know how
gladly
those
get out
cords
of
are
it.
routed. That could end.
That worked. So we got.
All right, here's my mic
Matter
test.
of fact. Now, Gilly,
Hold
Mic
up.
test, mic test.
Stop.
Testing, 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 testing.
Okay, I think we're good.
Now, Gillian, I have been threatened with a good time, and with my wife's good time, listening to Raising Values. Is it coming
You knew it was
back
coming.
for sure.
We are interested. We're ready.
I mean, it is her favorite podcast.
Yes, it's coming back. It's coming back.
Good.
Not quite sure when yet, but it is coming back. Probably sometime this summer we'll do a relaunch episode. And
Before fall.
before I go back to work,
You see snow and
Yes.
shoot a deer.
That's accurate. Which could be in a month and a half.
And
Yeah.
hopefully he'll shoot a deer. Someone needs to harass
That's
him to
right.
shoot a deer.
I will harass
At my
Phil
place.
every week to shoot a deer at Chris's house.
We'll see.
yeah.
Or shoot a deer in Chris's house. One way
I
or
mean, you
another.
can shoot a deer from the house. I've done that in my underwear off the porch. I mean,
Honestly, Chris, not gonna lie, awesome. Love that. Love that for you.
I mean, no offense, but seeing your underwear, that might have just
I've
ruined the
been
whole
out
experience for
rednecks
me.
because I've been. Somebody was telling me one about they shot one off the toilet.
That was my
That was my
brother-in-law.
brother-in-law.
Yes, I've been out redneck. So, but
My
still,
God, Chris, you have to fix this. You have to shoot it off the toolbox.
It's like I could almost shoot it off the toilet, but in my house you never turn around. So that's like,
Well, as long as you've got a clear line of range demarcation.
and shoot it over the pool.
True. Don't put a hole in the pool. That will make your daughter very sad.
So, do you want to tell the audience before we roll out, like, do you want to give them a hint as to why the show's been on hiatus, or do we save that for
Yeah,
the first
sure.
show back?
I think the first show back's going to be in better detail. But it's been on hiatus because of a couple of reasons. I've had some health issues, but before that even started, I have been having to become the power of attorney for my parents. My parents have, their health has declined. There's been some mental health, as far as I'm concerned, like for me, that needed to be taken care of. So there's been some therapy. There's been some, parents are in nursing homes now. There's been my physical health with my heart, and so it's been about a good 2 years. It's been about 2 years since we've been off the air.
I think so.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah, this year would be 2 years. November, I believe, is when my dad, or January of next year will be 2 years. Hang on, I'll get it for you. There you go. 2 years this next January, where my dad had open heart surgery.
Yeah.
So,
And that was
and that's when the snowball started to go downhill.
that was kind of when things started loading up on you, and Raising Values got to the point where it was like it turned from being something fun and a release and something to offload everything that was going on into another task.
Yes,
And
it became a job,
Yeah.
and I wasn't looking forward to using my Sunday mornings to host a podcast episode or even think about what I was going to talk about, and then I didn't want to even have to emotionally go there every
You need
week.
to give yourself time to process.
Right? Yeah.
And at that point, there was no time to process.
There wasn't.
Oh, gosh,
anything.
no.
No.
And, I think I've had a little bit more insight than the rest of the audience has. And I
Yeah.
will say, my God, guys.
Yeah.
My God.
I've had enough to know that. Yeah,
It's seriously.
Well, we joke, and I think that I think eventually it'll happen. But maybe I'll be a New York Times bestselling author one day.
We will push
I do
that
think
book.
a book needs to be written.
The book, and he needs to do the book in a woman's voice.
Personally, I think Piper needs to read the book. Because, and hear me out, because it is a person that does not have the experience that you, Gillian, have, or the outside experience that Phil has. It's a pseudo third party that knows all the people involved. Her reactions will be real.
Yeah, but you see, I've tried really hard to shield her from a lot of the stuff. So I don't know if I want her to.
That is very fair.
But I can happen without that. But still,
true.
As an audiobook fan, because I'm a truck driver, 90% of the time I'm steering a windshield. Audiobooks are king.
They really are, because you get I think more out of an audiobook than you do out of a physical book. Oh my gosh.
It's a TV show in your mind.
It is. It's a TV show in your head while you're trying not to kill a family of 5 in a minivan that doesn't know how to use a turn signal.
But yeah, I mean it's been a lot. It's been a lot on all three of us.
Yeah,
but
it has.
Oh my gosh, yes.
We got to the point with raising values where like we had to start choosing in our lives what we could offload to free up some mental, emotional bandwidth. And as much as I hate to say raising values was it really was like that was.
We're 3 hours past. We usually go.
When I started podcasting 10 years ago this August, by the way, so we got to have a discussion about 10-year anniversary coming up. And we're like this close to 500 episodes, which is also coming up this year.
We do have to do that.
But I'd always said with matter of facts, like, if it turns into another job, I don't think I want to do it anymore. It's fun. I love doing it. And that's what it started turning it, Raising Value started turning into. It was another job for Gillian, but it was also... I mean, I don't want to say point of contention, but it was turning into a thing with me and her where it was like, this is your show. You kind of have to tell me like what you want to talk about. And there were weekends where she was so emotionally spent. I made the topic. I did the show notes. I literally like spoon fed it to her just to get her over the finish line.
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
It wasn't fair to her.
And it wasn't. No, it's definitely not.
It wasn't good for the show.
But you know, I have to say, you did a very excellent job.
Well, thank you.
Because as a third-party observer that was not involved in that show, I could not tell. So you brought the energy every time.
There was a lot of masking.
And you know what? Sometimes we need that as an individual. There are days where I flat out, I feel like going to bed instead of doing matter of facts. I do. Because I've had a full day of work, stressful as hell. The last 3 weeks, I've been dealing with interns. I've been trying to not have an intern slice his finger off in a bandsaw, in a Bridgeport, in a lathe. Oh, sweet Christ. This year is good. Last year, we had a gal. I have to say, her level of effort, 100%. Her physical ability to not die in the shop, oh my God, it was close. It was close. We could not tell. You did fantastic.
Oh, great.
Wait for you to come back.
Well, I don't think it's going to. It's probably not going to be the same format. It's going to look a little different, and it's probably not going to be every weekend.
Sure.
But coming back for sure.
Stuart made us new intro music.
He did.
Stuart made intro music?
He presented it with us to us this weekend.
Grandpa is a composer?
Grandpa used AI.
Grandpa used AI.
Well, let's be completely honest.
Let Gillian tell the story.
Grandpa actually has a friend that writes songs. So he wrote the lyrics, and then they put the lyrics into AI, and the songs came out.
Fantastic.
They came out pretty cool. They came out pretty cool.
Well, that's fantastic. I love that.
So yeah, so we have new intro music.
Pass that to Stacy and back, please.
Yep.
So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on with raising values, and yeah, I don't have a date yet, but we'll get there. I got to get this house sold first. I got to make sure there's a lot that still has to be done, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, at least as far as my parents are concerned, and therapy. I go to therapy every week.
Yeah. Well,
you have to take care of yourself
yes,
first.
You do.
Before you can satisfy all of our needs
yes.
to be amused at work.
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much. I mean, yeah,
Right.
it's like, yeah, I hate to be that cavalier about it, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Look, there's only so many radio stations Chris can listen to.
Yes.
Well, I have a whole lot to talk about. Every time I told Phil this, every time I come out of therapy, I write down my what I talked about in therapy. So it's going to go into more than just the last 2 years because now I'm emotionally, I'm getting more emotionally at peace at my childhood and what happened during my childhood,
And once we
so we're going to catch up.
You at about age 21, 22, when you and I met.
Yeah.
That's when I can kind of start feeding in some of the details that you might have forgotten along the way. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, you and I have had this conversation about, like, you'll start recounting something that happened, and then I just start feeding in all the things you overlooked or forgot about
from
or
the
repressed
trauma.
or-
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because two completely different viewpoints.
Yeah.
Well, and trauma recesses memory.
I believe that.
And there's a lot of times, even in the last 2 years, where things have happened and Phil will recount it, and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot that my mother tried to run me over last year.
Look, having a husband, he is to carry part of the burden.
That's true.
Yeah.
He carries more than part.
I am to carry part of the burden for my wife. She is to carry part of the burden for me. That is what a marriage is about. It's a partnership to carry the total burden.
We've also noticed that having an autistic husband that's really good at pattern recognition,
Yeah.
that's come in handy a few times.
It's true.
About that a
It's
little
true.
bit.
Because she'll recount something, just something, and be like, oh yeah, that's kind of like this thing that
Yeah.
that person did like 3 years ago. And
3 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm
6
just
months
like,
ago.
how do you even
patterns.
how do you remember that?
There's a reason I'm a machinist.
For all the things.
Yeah.
No,
And it is probably because of the autism.
Yes.
In that regard.
my mind is like an old 1980s Linux machine that's just barely chugging along, and then every once in a while the processor overclocks itself to 3,000% and does
Phil,
supercomputer stuff.
What you're saying is you needed to print every incidence of this object. And it prints every incidence of this object, all 37 pages.
Yeah. One of these days we actually need to get Eddie back on the show.
Hell yes,
We need to get Eddie on Raising Values to talk about neurodivergence as a whole topic.
We need to
Yes.
get Eddie on MoF to talk about neurodivergence and related to prepping.
Oh
Because
my.
my Christ,
That would be good.
every single person I have met that is a prepper,
Got a little tickle of the
at all,
tism.
tickle of the tism or a tickle of the ADHD, or a hell of a lot of both.
Hell of a lot of both does tend to happen.
Look, man, my attention is not deficient in very specific circumstances.
The number of neurotypical preppers I've met,
Very low.
very few.
Very few. And usually they're people that have experienced a severe emergency. At least twice.
Yeah.
It takes hitting them in the head twice, it seems. But,
Yeah.
we'll see.
Well, it is 10 o'clock at night. I guess
It
we'll go
is.
ahead and cook this one off. This has been the 5th. We
Matter
had this
of
debate
fact.
the
Yeah,
other day.
fifth-
We thought we missed
fifth
one. But no,
camping
this
trip.
is the 5th.
Not trying to play Let's Sing Sheet.
Yeah, the 5th Matter of Facts summer camp. I always forget before we do this how many to count how many campers we have. 'Cause
This year we had 15.
Yeah,
15?
Yeah.
I'm just glad I made it this time and didn't get squished or anything.
yeah,
Oh, gosh,
I mean,
yeah,
you know,
that
stay
happens.
away from the FedEx trucks and you'll be all right.
That's true. Do not be behind FedEx trucks backing up.
You don't need,
You know what?
listen, you don't need a triple crown.
USPS, it's a federal insurance policy. Even better.
I'm sure you put all of our
You're
boxes.
too well trained. They stop.
Oh, God, that's a problem.
God. My FedEx driver was high.
Oh, well, that pays out nice.
But yeah, 15 campers, 4 or 5 days of fun, depending on when everybody got in and went out. Jesus only knows where we'll be next year, but we'll figure it out.
Decide tonight.
We are going to have a discussion tonight as soon as we wrap,
Yep.
and we will figure something out, and I will post it on Patreon so that the patrons know what.
In all selfishness, I don't know if I've been picked up, but in all selfishness, I need y'all to have it on the North Shore because that one's really
North Shore of
close.
Alaska.
No, that was
You're talking
way
about,
too
you're talking
far.
about my neck of the woods, right?
Yes, his neck of the woods,
Oh,
yes.
okay, North Shore of the
Because
Gulf.
that's not bad for me, because I got a halfway stop at my mother's and then the rest.
Oh,
So-
good. Well, we got to keep your mother happy.
Well, Gillian and I have discussed doing this in our neck of the woods. There's a state park a mile and a half from our house. They have some really nice cabins.
Phil, I
really
will
nice.
drive down that far. I will.
I mean,
Okay, to be fair, there's a Civil War ironclad about an hour and a half from there, so I'll drive down that far either way.
even though I absolutely do not want to go to New Orleans, the D-Day Museum is worth going.
Yes.
It's expensive, but I so want to go. And if y'all go, I'll go.
The D-Day Museum is 100% worth going.
I would go.
I don't know. We'll have a discussion here in a minute and like see what the group consensus is.
A serious discussion of unsober folks.
I would have no problem. I think part of
Oh yes, that's just not gonna.
You're gonna be the sober voice.
Mom
She's
is
the
going
only
to keep
one
us
here.
on.
Mom is gonna keep
Sober at
us
this
sober,
point, I think.
for decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right. Well,
Yeah, I love
matter of fact's going out the door. Phil, Nick, Brian, Chris,
Gillian.
I chose
The
violence.
crew in the background that you can probably have a hard time with the audio.
Yeah.
Probably.
application, like, hey,
Matter of fact, let's do this. Hey.
Yeah. Hey, everybody.
all this stuff on there.
Give a wave.
Everybody give a wave.
Give a wave to the YouTubes. We got a bunch of people up in here. They got really quiet because suddenly we could see their voices.
He waited till I got well lubricated before he stuck me over here.
Look, Chris, we got to get you motivated and lubricated.
Motivated, lubricated.
Okay.
I've still got to make the pack of cigarettes with the Ruby Ridge thing.
We do
on it.
need to have.
yes,
we do need to have a
cigarettes.
short
We've got to do
decision.
that one.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll go and punt this one out the door. There's pecan pie and sweets and booze that I need to help myself to, and I apologize for the audio quality. You get what you get when it's outside of the
Half
studio.
outside of a cabin in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
And my neighbors are kind of sketchy.
Yeah. Oops. But I will just say this much. If you didn't make it out to this one and you are a patron, then hopefully next year you'll be able to make it out. If you're not a patron, this is one of the few perks you get other than supporting sociopathy and bad financial decisions, is you get to
Good
join us.
financial decisions and talking to Phil into a 12 gauge.
Yes, but at this point I have the night vision and the 12 gauge. So,
Shit, I need to buy the night vision.
338 Lapua.
no, I'm buying no 330 Lapua until we get him night vision.
Wait, what grade of night vision?
You decided earlier.
Anything but friggin' cheap Chinese digital is going to run you 2.5 stacks.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
you and I
yeah.
both know that you got to buy the mount and the light and the
And the
helmet
laser
scrim.
and the light.
I have an old school
the
helmet.
I have the helmet.
He's already got a helmet.
Old school though.
Okay.
He's already got an ACH.
Okay. Sugar Daddy
Yes,
Trump
that's what I
Bucks
got.
paid for the helmet. ACH high cuts with the mount, with the Rhino mount.
I'd have to buy all the mounts. I know that's expensive.
Yeah.
So you got all stuff. Why haven't you got night vision yet?
Because I'm trying to pay for a garage so I can build all kinds of stupid shit.
That you're
including
still-
the 22 LR Gatling gun.
That-
But I am fighting with the goddamn county.
Save it for next episode.
Oh my god. I gotta talk to another lawyer. A third lawyer.
Oh god.
All right. Matter of fact's going out the door. Good night, everybody. Goodbye. Stay out of trouble. Get in trouble. See you in another week. Bye.
Good night.
They will call her. I've never called her Beth. I've never heard of our kids calling you.